Hey, this is Steven Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark. Um, this is from Tuesday night, the regular night, March 9th, 2021. It's over an hour and a half. Let me do a quick count of how many matches there were. 11 matches, which is not unbearable. Of course, it's the last Dark that won't be part of the split, because next week we're going to have a Monday night and a Tuesday night Dark, so I'll be curious to see how that goes. This one, though, wasn't as long or involved as they usually are, because they had one on Saturday. And this is supposed to be post-pay-per-view, but I would guess that they recorded it before the pay-per-view or maybe immediately thereafter, so there wasn't a lot of consequence to do. There's only one competitive match, which you could call a competitive match, and the others were the usual squash matches or let's just say foregone conclusion matches. Of course, for those listening for the first time, which we're picking up listeners all the time, which is awesome, I grade on the matches on a 3-check system. For the matches that I call foregone conclusion matches, where you know who's going to win and lose, you get 1 check for the right person winning in a way that is memorable and proper. A 2nd check if the person looks very good in the process, and then a 3rd check if the person who's the enhancement talent / jobber in the losing effort looks really good doing it or is given a significant notable amount of offense by the person they are losing to. So for the competitive match, in this case it would be Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss against Santana and Ortiz, even though I strongly suspected I knew who was going to win. I'm going to call that a competitive match. For those, they get a check mark if both teams do if both parties do a very good job. A 2nd check mark if they do a good job of really having the winner look much stronger in the victory. And then a 3rd check mark if something is advanced, even if it's a character thing or a gimmick thing or a new move or even an angle is advanced that can be continued on Dynamite. Cool. So let's just jump into it. There was nothing by the Acclaimed. There were no significant promos. None of that. It was a very bare bones kind of Dark, which I don't like. I like when they have some kind of angle stuff going on a little bit. No, nothing really here. Angel Fashion, though something did happen that I think is a good way to use Dark, so we're going to get to that soon. Angel Fashion against Will Hobbs. This was pretty much a squash. Will Hobbs winning in convincing fashion, as it should have been. 3 check marks. Good deal. Will Hobbs looking more and more confident. Maybe we're going to see him in the ring doing more in regards to the Sting Darby Allin thing, or maybe not. They did a nice recap of Revolution, and I think this was a good way of using Dark. Each one of the commentators, Excalibur and Taz, and Ogogo was with them most of the time, which I really liked. I think he's coming along nicely as a commentator and a guy who's chiming in and gives a very serious kind of tone to the proceedings, where sometimes Taz and Excalibur get silly. I understand, but it is nice when Ogogo is there to kind of keep them on track, which is a funny thing to say. Revolution, it was a nice recap and a nice chance to get some replay buy rates as well. And it was great. SCU against Danny Limelight and Azrael. SCU always does a very good job, this being the incarnation of Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. Just a really solid job carrying a couple of guys, but giving them a few moments to shine, but in the end winning. Good job, 3 check marks, nothing special there to really talk about. This one, we had the team of Pretty Picture, which is Cesar Bononi and Pretty Peter Avalon, with Ryan Nemeth, the brother of Dolph Ziggler, against Aaron Solo. Having trouble reading my own Brick Aldridge and Dean Alexander. This one was okay. I thought the guys doing the jobbing weren't the smoothest or the best, but then you didn't have anybody really here to lead the charge, and I think it showed. So I'm going to give this one 2 check marks, so we're not going to have the 4 check marks throughout, I'm afraid. Had an ad for the Young Bucks book. Cool, we haven't seen that in a little while, actually. Baron Black against Lee Johnson. This was a very good match that went back and forth. You could tell these guys have worked together before. Lee Johnson goes over with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Baron Black maybe does one of the best jobs as an enhancement talent this week. So good for them. Lee Johnson wins, 3 check marks. Then we had this mishmash. On one side, you have the Dark Order, Stu Grayson, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Alex Reynolds, taking on Aaron Fry, D3, Very Morales, who again really shows out for this one, and John Cruz, who always does a great job. So this was the best of the enhancement style matches. I thought it was really good, really competitive. 3 check marks, and they got to look good, but at the end of the day, the Dark Order rolled over them, as expected. Match number 6, Cameron Stewart and Ryzen against the Varsity Blondes. The Varsity Blondes, again, their ring work is fine, but I'm looking for signs that the two of them actually have a chemistry with one another that transcends just getting in the ring and wrestling together as a tag team. But a good match, 3 check marks. Still looking for that link between Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. It's important. It's very important. Match number 7, Diamante against the debuting Savannah Thorne. Good job by Savannah. Diamante looked really solid here, won with the code red. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nothing special here, but it was solid, so 3 check marks. Fuego del Sol against QT Marshall. This one, I think, had the best setup where they had the handshake promo and then QT Marshall sucker punched him. QT Marshall, of course, turned heel on Sunday and did a good job here being very aggressive. Actually got hit with the Tornado DDT, which I thought was a kind of a cool moment for Fuego del Sol to finally hit that, but QT Marshall fell out of the ring and then eventually hit him with a nice variation of a cutter and then picked him up and kind of brutally did it a second cutter. Nice job by QT going heel here. Match number 9, Kip Sabian with Penelope against Charlie Bravo with Sean Dean at ringside. Kip Sabian won this one. It was interesting having Sean Dean at ringside, I guess because he's Charlie Bravo's tag partner. So that was a nice bit of continuity there, and I like seeing that. But Kip Sabian won. It's 3 check marks, nothing special. Abaddon against Catalina Perez. Catalina Perez, who's done one of the best jobs of selling how scared she is of Abaddon while still wrestling a match. Really solid stuff. Sometimes Abaddon stuff does not look solid, but Catalina Perez, who I would say did the best job out of everybody, honestly, out of all the enhancement talent, really made Abaddon look good here. Good stuff. And then finally, our main event in our competitive match, Santana and Ortiz, who I'm still the biggest fan of. I think they are my favorite tag team in wrestling right now. They just always do a really good job. Very aggressive here with Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. Let Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss get their stuff in, but for the most part, this is about Santana and Ortiz, so showing how strong they were. So they get all 3 check marks because Santana and Ortiz have to be very strong moving forward, and this accomplished exactly that. It was a AEW Dark of, let's be honest, much less consequence than your average AEW Dark, and for good reason. But next week, am I going to cover both the Monday and the Tuesday? There is no way. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I am. This has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling. Platinum versus AEW Dark. Ooh, ASMR, sucker.